Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Lauren and today I'm going to be drawing my August TBR. So if you are new to my TBR videos, how this works is that each month I draw 5 books. I have taken the titles of every single book that I want to read, written them on individual strips of paper and folded them up into little origami stars, and I put all of those stars into my 3 TBR star jars. So the first jar is my regular TBR star jar. This contains almost exclusively standalone novels, and I will draw 2 books out of this jar. The second jar is my series jar. This contains the titles of books that are in series that I'm in the middle of, and I will draw 2 books from this jar. And last but not least, we have my golden star jar, just a little guy here. It doesn't have a ton of stars in it, but these are my most anticipated reads, and I will be drawing 1 book from this jar. As well as the 5 books that I will be drawing today, I will also be adding a 6th book to the list, and it is for the Buzzword challenge, which I believe the August prompt is like body parts or something. And if I have time, I will be reading Death in Her Hands by Otessa Moshfegh. All I know about it is that it's kind of a weird book, and it's about a woman who finds a note in the middle of the forest that kind of hints at maybe a murder or something like that, and she's trying to figure out who wrote it, where it came from, that sort of a thing. So if I have time, I will be reading this book. And if you are curious about all of the books that I have read in the Buzzword challenge so far, I'll put my card up here so you can see, which I actually have not read all of them, but these are all of the selections that I've made so far this year for the Buzzword challenge. This has just been an oddly busy year for me so far, but I really want to get to the Buzzword challenge book this month. I think it's going to be a really good one. So hopefully I don't pull any books that are just too huge. Like, I really want to be able to get to all 6. So we'll see what happens. So I think that is enough explanation. Let's just jump right in and draw some books. All right, here we go. First draw. Okay, so I try to draw stars that have been in here the longest. I think that maybe this like kind of pale lavender star, I think these have been in here a while, so I'm going to draw one of those first. All right, and my first selection is going to be, oh nice, The Silent Corner. I own this one, let me find it. Oh, right behind me, The Silent Corner right here by Dean Koontz. I've only ever tried to read a book by Dean Koontz one other time. The subject matter was a little heavy for me, so I ended up DNFing it. However, I did really enjoy the writing style, so I absolutely wanted to try out another book by him. I honestly can't remember what this one is about. It's been so long since I've purchased it, but I know that Dean Koontz, he just generally writes like sort of psychological thriller kind of horror genre, and he also is incredibly prolific and very well loved. So hopefully this is going to be a good time. I've been gazing at this spine on my shelves for a while, being like wondering when I'm going to get to it, what it's going to be about. So I'm definitely excited to finally be picking this one up. All right, here we go. Drawing number 2. Okay, let's see here. I think that so a couple of different types of stars that have been in here a while is this kind of like orangey yellow color. This khaki I think has been in here for a while, and maybe these light green as well. Let's do this sort of khaki color. I think it's probably been in here the longest, so I will draw that one next. And my second selection is going to be, oh nice, Unbury Carol. This is Unbury Carol by Josh Mellerman, an author that I have really enjoyed, though I've only read a couple of books by him so far, but I really enjoyed both of them. I don't know how like stereotypically Western this is. I just know that I think it's like set on a ranch or something, and I'm pretty sure this is like a murder mystery. This actually has a really intriguing quote on the back. It says, "Breathtaking and menacing and intricately plotted, lyrical page-turner about love, betrayal, revenge, and the primal fear of being buried alive. I don't know about you, but to me, that really hooks me, pulls me in, makes me want to read this one. So I think this is going to be a great selection for August. I'm very excited about this one. So my second selection is Unbury Carol. All right, so my third and fourth draw will be coming out of my series jar. There is no rhyme or reason to the color of these stars. They've all been in here for the same amount of time. I think I've got a couple of these green stars here, so maybe I'll go with one of those first. All right, and my third pick, which is my first pick for series continuations, it is going to be nice, Ambergris, Shriek from Ambergris by Jeff Vandermeer. Here it is right here. Jeff Vandermeer is actually one of my favorite authors. He has such a strange, almost poetic, very lyrical style of writing, though it can be a little bit dense. This is a bind up of several books. So far, I've read the first portion of this, which is called City of Saints and Madmen, and then Shriek and Afterward is the second book in this bind up. This is honestly such a difficult series to describe. This series is set in this very strange world. I would actually kind of call this like almost an urban fantasy. It's set in this world, or in this this country, this nation, I guess, this land called Ambergris, and it is a world where there are mushrooms growing on everything. It's very edgy and dark. The characters in this book tend to be kind of like, there's artists and thieves and composers and a lot of political intrigue. There's a little bit of magical realism. It's less about one big storyline and more about sort of showing the reader this world and how complex and odd and dark it really is. I am very curious to see like what's going to happen in this second book, what it's going to be about. I really enjoyed City of Saints and Madmen, so I am very curious to see if I'm going to enjoy the second book in the series as well. Also, this book is gorgeous. This is actually one of my favorite covers that I own, so I'm very excited to finally be getting to the next book in the series. All right, here we go. Fourth draw and the second out of my series jar. All right, it looks like I poured out a few of these like pale lavender color stars, so I will go for one of those next. All right, and my fourth pick is going to be, oh nice, Steel Striker. This is the second book in the Sky Hunter series, which I also own. There it is right there. Steel Striker by Marie Lu. Also, these books are incredibly beautiful. Like the cover, the dust jacket is beautiful, but also the naked hardback is just gorgeous. And it has Steel Striker on the edge. I really enjoyed Sky Hunter. This is a fantasy series, though it's somewhere between high fantasy and urban fantasy. Kind of hard to decide which one it falls into. It follows a young woman who lives in this country that is comprised of a number of different territories. The ruling territory is definitely like trying to take control of it, but it is resistant. Since this is the second book in the series, I can't go too in depth about what this is about, but naturally, it being that kind of a premise, as you can probably guess, it is, this woman is sort of fighting for her country, trying to like gain freedom for the people. It is very high action, very high stakes. I haven't read any reviews about this book. I don't know who likes it, who hates it. I don't really know any of that. So I feel like I'm going into this like fairly blindly with no huge expectations, but I am definitely looking forward to getting on with this series. So fourth pick is Steel Striker. All right, here we go. Fifth and final draw out of my Golden Star jar. These are my most anticipated reads. All right, and the final selection is going to be, oh, awesome, The Talisman by Stephen King, and I think I own this one as well. Nope, I don't own this one. There was some other booktuber that was like singing the praises of this book to me recently, and I am a Stephen King fan. I really enjoy his writing style, and what I've read of his so far, I've only read like probably 3 or 4 books by him, but have really enjoyed all of them, so I am really looking forward to reading another book by him. I'm honestly not sure what this one is about. I always mix this one up with the vampire one, whatever it's called, Salem's Lot. I always mix this one up with Salem's Lot. But I do know that this book has really good ratings and is very well loved. And from what I recall, whenever I did read the synopsis of this, it was very clearly like the kind of book that I would be interested in. Although I am not entirely certain, I'm pretty sure that this is a fairly thick book, as are most Stephen King novels. Yeah, so another fat one to add to the stack for August. Still though, I think it's going to be a really enjoyable read, and I'm really excited to get to it. So fifth and final draw, The Talisman. All right, so I think that is going to be it for me today. These are all of my picks for August, these 4 plus The Talisman, which I can only assume is, you know, at least a solid 500 pages. So we'll see if I actually have time to squeeze this little guy in. I'm sure going to try. And to be fair, I'm not reading this entire book. I'm only reading about a third of it, but still, this should be a very busy reading month in August. I would be very curious to know if you have read any of these books, what you thought about them. Also, if you have any fun reading plans for August, I would absolutely love to talk to you about it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will like it and possibly subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.